Hi everyone, this is Menz here. I'm going to be playing Tier 9 German heavy tank, the VK4502B, here on El Haluf. Now this isn't a live video. I'm doing a voiceover of replay, which usually I don't do, but this match was pretty awesome, and I wasn't recording at the time. But anyway, starting out here in the VK, since it's a heavier tank with little gun depression, and really it's not that versatile. I'm going to be heading up to the typical northwest corner of the map, since pretty much that's made for heavy tanks. I wouldn't be able to go down here because VK doesn't have very high top speed, doesn't have gun depression to fight down on the hill. Really, it's kind of useless down there, and sitting back here isn't that useful most of the time either. Now there is no artillery, which I did take into account. Usually if there was artillery, moving across here would be a pretty big gamble, since I'm going to get to the fight a little late, so I probably would have stuck back here instead. Pushing into this A1 area is my end goal, but this match I end up doing 5,495 damage, which is nothing to shy away from in this tank. The enemy team definitely helped me out quite a bit, because essentially they had the advantage. They didn't really take full advantage of that, and they basically pushed very, very slow and allowed us to reload. Since we don't exactly have too many high DPM tanks here, aside from the M48, but otherwise I deflect 2,860 damage, and I assist with a little bit of damage as well. But pushing into here, since the VK playing one, you pretty much your end goal is to not allow people to get to the side or rear of your tank. Doing that, they'll be able to easily damage you. I got a little lucky here, since I didn't exactly fully aim in, but really with the VK, since its frontal armor is massively buffed and there's no real weak spots outside of the hatch, and I'm unsure, I think this is still a little weak spot, you're going to have a hard time penetrating the front of the VK, so just staying here is initially what I wanted to do, because I saw these guys, they can't really penetrate me too well. However, this Kang Panzer and the T-49 was derping me, but he's getting really good shots on my cupola, and he's got pretty decent accuracy, so I didn't really account for that. But losing a little HP isn't the end of the world. Now, at this point, enemies got us pretty much on the ropes here. It's still kind of even. We're a little bit behind. However, our T-57 fell, and really these three guys over here should be able to push on us, because there's nobody else behind us at this point, because that Borsig's not up. However, these three guys are kind of playing very defensively, and they made a big push over here, which kind of accounting for that. I'm just sticking on this side. I'd like to go help out the other side in A1, however, enemies aren't exactly taking advantage of their situation. Now, if you're facing off against a VK, that Kang Panzer is doing a very good job. Let me guess, he's getting extremely good shots into my cupola, which is pretty much the only place he can damage effectively. Really, there's no weak spot on the lower glacis. I'm pretty sure they're both roughly the same effective armor value. Now, going into this match, looking at the enemy tanks, I was mainly concerned about the T-110E5, the 121 Conqueror T-10, because they can penetrate me somewhat effectively, especially with premium rounds. So can the IS-7 with a premium. E-100, however, even with premium heat, as long as if I angle a bit, it's going to be a little difficult for him to actually penetrate me reliably from the front, which I'm unsure if he was using heat or AP. It almost looked like he was using AP this round, but still, I'll take it. At this point though, I'm just slowly chipping away at them here. The IS-3 is doing an excellent job. He's kind of holding his own, and they're kind of hell-bent on killing him. And it doesn't help that Conqueror flung HE at him. He most likely would have been able to kill him with a standard round. But at this point, I'm much lower as far as HP than the E100. So taking that shot, I'm still playing pretty defensively because the VK, mainly its drawbacks are the gun, while it has very good alpha, it has somewhat long reload, poor accuracy, poor penetration, aside from its APCR round, and just really at this point, I was playing careful until we two-shot this guy down to low HP, and at this point, we can pretty much easily just push into the enemy here because we have the advantage now. This guy, though, I kind of remember him saying this. It's a pretty good analogy. One big slow motion train wreck. Since they had us, they could have easily killed us, and even their south ended up winning down here, but they just didn't take advantage of it, unfortunately for them. But the VK is a tank where, even though it's built to kind of deflect armor right now, since it was buffed armor-wise, it's really a tank where you can do a lot of damage. You have to spend a little bit on APCR if you're against tier 10s, but it's a tank where, as long as if you manage the enemy flowing into you and you don't get overwhelmed or flanked, you can have a very good match in it. Now, even though this was a replay, I still have the end battle result screen tacked onto the end here, so you can stick around for the end of that. Going over to here, really eking out as much damage as you can. I don't think I get any more damage here, but just kind of looking at where these two tanks are. This guy is probably over here, just me thinking about right now, but this low, once I see him spot it, I'm just going to make a dive towards him to try to get him within my render range, to try to get that last shot off. I don't end up getting it, but really for people who like worry too much about win rate 8 and stuff, little things like that make a big difference. Like those little shots in the beginning, chucking a couple HE rounds to get a little bit more damage when you can't penetrate somebody with a round. Otherwise, every little bit matters. But here, this Borsig, I believe, he dive bombs off the cliff. So, but all in all, pretty good match. And thanks for watching. And at the end of this, of course, the end battle result will be after this.